June, Jax, and Sel, caught red-handed, stood frozen. Come on, Kojak, why don't you just tell him why you came? Hattie said, nudging Sly. Look, we can explain. June began. I don't want any explanation. I just want yes or no. Sly declared, his arms crossed. All right, no. With an explanation, June said quickly, no. You mean you don't want to have dinner with us? Sly asked, genuinely bewildered. What? June, Jax, and Sel exchanged confused glances. He's trying to invite you out to dinner tonight, Hattie explained patiently. Is that all? June asked, relief washing over her. Well, maybe we can go bowling afterwards. Oh, we accept and thank you very much, June said, a wide smile spreading across her face. My pleasure, Sly grumbled, then added under his breath, my idea, my money. Oh, wow. And here all along we thought you were coming up to collect the rent. Sel blurted out, her relief making her careless. Sly's eyes narrowed. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You say something about the rent. I don't remember, Hattie said, playing along, because you already paid it. No, Mr. Rattlewood, she didn't. June said, a sudden realization dawning on her. We did. Yeah. You remember, I came up to fix the sink yesterday. There was an envelope that said rent on it. So naturally I took it, Sly explained, finally putting the pieces together. June's jaw dropped. Oh, you've been robbed. We had the police here and everything. Why didn't you leave us a receipt? Jax demanded, a mixture of anger and amusement on his face. A receipt. I always do. You think I would take something without leaving a receipt? Sly scoffed, pulling a small receipt book from his pocket. Look, here's my receipt book right here. See, here's my copy, and there's your copy. He handed June a slip of paper. June stared at the receipt, then at Jax and Sel, then back at Sly. The $300, the panic, the fake burglary, the skeptical detective, the desperate attempts to get a loan. All of it for naught. The receipt was dated yesterday. We all make mistakes, June said, a wry smile on her face. Don't put yourself down. Silas, you do it better than anyone, Hattie said, patting her husband's arm. All right, let's go eat. I'm starved. Okay, Sly grumbled, heading for the door. Harriet, I'll take care of you later. Hattie, a knowing smile on her face, simply said, promises, as the Rattlewoods departed, leaving the trio in a state of bewildered relief. June, Jax, and Sel looked at each other, then burst into laughter. The Coral Cove Co-op, it seemed, would never have a dull moment, nor a simple explanation for anything that happened within its perpetually chaotic walls. The rent was paid, the cat was out of the bag, literally, with Pippin downstairs, and life, in all its absurd glory, continued. The Gilded Lily Lofts, a culinary comedy of errors. Part 1. The unconventional arrangement and a troublesome niece. The scent of burnt toast and experimental spices hung perpetually in the air of apartment to be at the Gilded Lily Lofts, a charmingly dilapidated building nestled in the bohemian heart of Viridian City. This aroma was the signature of Jasper Jess Finch, a culinary arts student whose passion for gastronomy often outstripped his precision. Jas, with his perpetually flour-dusted apron and an infectious, if sometimes anxious, grin, was the unlikely anchor of a household that defied conventional living. His roommates were a study in contrasts. Alara Vance, an aspiring architect, meticulously organized and analytically sharp, kept their shared space from devolving into total chaos. Her blueprints often lay spread across the communal dining table, a stark contrast to Jas's latest concoction bubbling on the stove. Then there was Seraphina Finney Bloom, a whimsical florist whose creativity spilled from her vibrant floral arrangements into every corner of her life. Finney possessed an ethereal grace, a soft voice, and a peculiar habit of sleepwalking that occasionally led to minor, yet memorable, incidents. Their unusual living arrangement was a delicate dance around the rigid sensibilities of their landlord, Barnaby Barney Grumbles, a retired naval officer who owned and managed the Gilded Lily Lofts. Barney, a man whose worldview was as unyielding as a battleship's hull, had only begrudgingly allowed Jas to move in with two women under the strict, albeit mistaken, impression that Jas was too devoted to his art, a euphemism Barney had concocted for harmlessly eccentric, probably asexual. Jas, desperate for affordable rent and a kitchen large enough for his culinary ambitions, had leaned heavily into this misconception, often speaking with exaggerated reverence about the sacred solitude of the artistic process. Another day, another culinary masterpiece, Jas, Alara queried, carefully nudging a stray glob of dough away from her architectural drawings. Jas beamed, holding up a spatula dripping with what appeared to be purple foam. Today, we explore the deconstructed lavender foam souffle, a delicate balance of aroma and, well, mostly Roma. Finney, arranging a bouquet of sunflowers that seemed to defy gravity, sniffed delicately. It's certainly his presence, Jas. Her eyes, wide and innocent, held a hint of amusement. Suddenly, a loud thud from downstairs rattled their ceiling. Sounds like Barney's wrestling with the plumbing again. Alara sighed, rubbing her temples. Or his own sanity, Jas muttered, discreetly wiping purple foam onto his apron. Downstairs, in the Grumbles' meticulously kept, if slightly dated, apartment, Penelope Grumbles, Barney's wife, was attempting to enjoy her morning tea amidst the symphony of Barney's grunts and groans. Penelope, a former costume designer with a flair for the dramatic, found her husband's predictable routines both endearing and exasperating. Honestly, Barney, must you grunt like a walrus every time you read the financial section? Penelope asked, lowering her teacup with a delicate clink. Barney, a man who